big crowd. That's a big crowd. Listen to that. They want change. They want change. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We've had a tremendous relationship with New Hampshire. It's just been incredible. And, you know, you want change. That's what this is about. We got to get this government straightened out. There's never been anything like this. But I just want to say hello to everybody. It's a very special group. We've had a special relationship with your state. And I'm pleased to report that I've just come from the New Hampshire Secretary of State's office, where I officially filed for the first in the nation primary. First in the nation. Great honor. And you know who kept you first in the nation, right? There were some evil forces out there, a lot of evil forces around lately, and they didn't want you to stay there. And I said, there's no way we're moving. We don't have the courage to make that move. I don't have the courage. I'd never do that. I said I would not do it, and I didn't do it. You're first in the nation. Congratulations. Our victory here in 2016 rocketed us to the Republican nomination, and New Hampshire will always have a very special place in our heart. And I have to say, we also did very, very well in 2020, and we did much better in the general election than we did in 2016. We got close to 12 million more votes, 12 million more votes. You know what happened there, right? They say, how did you do in 2020? I did a lot better than we did in 2016. We're not going to let that happen. We got to be very vigilant. Less than 4 months from now, we're going to win the New Hampshire primary, and third straight time. And we are going to defeat crooked Joe Biden. He's a crooked guy. Next November. And very simply, we're going to make America great again. Not great right now. It's not great. We're laughed at all over the world. All over the world, we're laughed at. I want to thank my New Hampshire senior advisor who's been with me right from the beginning. He's been an incredible guy. Steve Stepanek. Where's Steve? Steve, wherever you may be, there he is. Thank you, Steve. Great job. He's always working. Our New Hampshire co-chairs, Bruce Breton and Lou Gargiulo. Lou, thank you. Bruce, thank you very much. Great guys, great people. You know, the VA, the Veterans Association, and hospitals, and all of them put together, they have so many different groups, but we got the highest rating that we've ever had. We had a 92% rating for approval, job approval, or taking care of our great vets. Al was a big help, but everyone, the VA, everyone said there's never been anything close. And you look at second place, it was like 51%. Nobody's ever done that job, and it's an honor. You have a lot of vets up here. It's an honor to have done it. It's an honor to have done it. We're going to be building a big VA hospital up here, too, which you don't have. You know, I think you're the only state that doesn't have one. And we had that all set to go. But then we had a little election that went astray. So we have to be careful. You got to get out there and you got to watch those voters. You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes. You got to watch election night. You know, it used to be election day, election night. Now it's election month. Now it's election period. Some of these things going for 53 days. It's terrible. We want to bring it back. Same day voting, paper ballots, right? Voter ID, voter ID. Let me see, here it is, voter ID. But today I'm very pleased to receive the endorsement of a very special person, Belknap County Sheriff Bill Wright. Thank you, Bill. Where's Bill? Where is Bill? Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much, Bill. That's a big endorsement. We have the law enforcement endorsements. They're all over. We love law enforcement. They're greatly respected. They don't know that, but they are greatly respected by the people, by the real people. Greatly respected. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it. 4 days ago, crooked Joe Biden gave one of the most dangerous and deluded speeches ever delivered from the Oval Office. It was disaster. Not only only presentation, which wasn't too good. It's the words that were really bad. Less than 1 week after, innocent men, women, children, and babies were kidnapped, raped, tortured, slaughtered in the worst terror attack in Israeli history. It was the worst in their history, actually. Babies, I guess they said 42 babies with their heads chopped off. Think of that one. They don't even want to talk about it. Crooked Joe went before the American people and said that if you want to support Israel, then you have to give a blank check for the proxy war also in Ukraine, having to do with Russia and Ukraine, which is another one, by the way, it would have never happened. Biden said that if you want to stop terrorists, then you have to give him billions of dollars to support illegal aliens invading the United States. You know, many of the people coming in, you notice there are so many young men, young, strong men, and they're coming in from areas that are right now in war. A lot of different areas. We have a lot of wars going on all over. So we had no wars. We beat ISIS, 100% of ISIS. You know what we did. But we have a lot of different spaces. You could very much end up in World War III because we have an incompetent president. You know, the United States has such a tremendous influence on what's going on in the world that a lot of people didn't realize it until lately. You have to be respected as a country. Maybe feared, but really respected. You have to be, at a minimum, respected. Joe Biden's speech was a grotesque portrayal of Israel and a confused mess of neocon warmongering. An American last lunacy. American last. They want America last, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing conflict abroad and distracting from as many disasters at home. I mean, look at home. Look at what's going on. And you haven't even seen them. They've allowed, I believe, 15 million people into the country from all of these different places like jails, mental institutions. And wait till you see what's going to happen with all those people. They're not coming in just because they like our weather. They like our weather. They're coming in for a lot of bad reasons. Crooked Joe can't even walk up the children's stairs in Air Force One, you know? Now, doesn't that look terrible? You see a man come at you, want to see a man walk out, or woman, walk off Air Force One, nice and high, wave to everybody. This guy goes through the little stairs. We call them the children's stairs. And now he's made it a common practice because he can't quite make it up or down. I think he has a bigger time making it up. Usually it's supposed to be easier. I don't know. Let's not even think about it. Or find his way off a stage. He can't find his way off a stage. You ever see makes a speech, if you call it that. Okay, thank you. And they're screaming at him. They're saying, no, you got there, you got And he can make a bad speech, but you got to be able to see, you know, you came in here, I can even go out there, I see there's an exit there, exit here, you got exits all over. It's unbelievable. And this guy's in charge of the most dangerous time in our history. He's in charge of it. And the weaponry is so massive and so powerful that this won't be World War II or World War I with army tanks running around shooting at each other. World War III will be an obliteration. It'll be something like nobody's ever seen before. And we have a man that's not capable. He's not capable. And unlike Crooked Joe, I will fully support Israel's mission of ensuring that the terrorist group Hamas is defeated, dismantled, and permanently destroyed. They have to destroy them. And they have to be careful in their type of attack. Going in is a lot of risks to that with the mines that are put all over the place in the tunnels probably. You know, bad things can happen. There's other ways of doing it also, but they know what they're doing and they have to do it right. But they have to be tough and they have to win. They have no choice. They have to win. Even as Biden was speaking, Iranian proxies were attacking U.S. military assets in the region. As he's speaking, they're actually shooting into our different military bases, forts. They're shooting in missiles and we're saying, like, oh, it's okay, just another day. It's not another day. Do you remember when I did something to Iran and they shot missiles? Well, those are typically very accurate missiles, but did you notice every single one of them missed, right? I wonder why they missed. I wonder why they missed. They went at a certain base that we had, a lot of people in that base, but they all landed a little outside the base. I wonder why. Someday you're going to think about that. Then you're going to think about, did we know they weren't going to hit the base too? But they didn't hit us. They needed some kind of reply, I guess, but they didn't hit us. Crooked Joe is not feared, he's not respected, and he's regarded by our enemies as a joke. They don't even believe it. When I'm president, America will be respected again like never before, just like never before. But I will immediately reinstate all sanctions on the murderous Iranian regime. You have to do that till we have a deal. If you will not enforce sanctions against Iran, then you do not stand with Israel. It's that simple. It's all about Iran. It's not about these others. It's all about Iran. They know everything that's going on. They probably laid out the game plan. And Joe Biden won't do it. I wonder how much money he's receiving from Iran, do you think? Gets a lot from China. That we know. But I will do it. When I came into office, Iran had $70 billion in foreign exchange reserves. It was loaded up with money. That's from Obama. Its piggy bank was full, and it was also full of terrorists. By the time I left, they had nothing. They were broke. They were broke. The Iranian regime could barely afford to turn out the lights. And we had a lot of interesting discussions. We would have had a deal with Iran, one that was good for everybody, one that was good for them. They might have not have known it at the time, but it would have been good for them. But that not give them access, we cannot give them access to nuclear weapons. We would have had a deal within 1 week after the election. I believe that. I believe that. They were ready to make a deal because they were so... they were poor. They were actually poor. China, I said, if you buy, you're not going to deal with the United States, so we're going to tariff you at a level of about 100% on everything you do sell in. They want to rip down the Jefferson Memorial. But I would have very open eyes. You know, being in real estate, I always kept clean properties. I like clean, well-run. You know, tippy-top, we say, tippy-top. We want them to be tippy-top. Well, our capital is the opposite of tippy-top. It's a shit house. Horrible. It's horrible. It's so horrible. You know, our parks are littered and dirty and disgusting. And many, many homeless are living there. We have to take care of our homeless. We have to get them out. This is the capital of, in theory, it should be the capital of the world. It's no longer the capital of the world, but it will be again. It will be again. We want it clean, we want it beautiful, and we want it safe. Last night, 2 people were shot, and that was a good night, okay? Every day, people are being shot, they're being killed, they're being badly hurt in good neighborhoods. In good neighborhoods. We're going to end that. You know, when they started ripping down monuments or trying to rip down monuments, I found an old statute and I signed it immediately and had a news conference, and it said, if you touch a monument, if you do anything to destroy or hurt a monument, even if you don't do it, but you're trying to do it, you get 10 years in jail, effective immediately. And as soon as I did that, everything stopped. Everything stopped. I took over a mess. They even wanted to rip down a Lincoln statue. You know, Lincoln freed the slaves. Lincoln was a great man. He was a great president. George Washington, they don't like him either. In California, they have many schools that were named Washington High School. Many of those names have been removed. It's not even believable what's happening. But we will make the Capitol magnificent, more beautiful than it was. We're going to make it more beautiful than it was. I look at the sidewalks. The sidewalks are all cracked and dirty, and yet we spend hundreds of billions of dollars. We spend trillions of dollars giving that money to foreign countries, and we don't even know where it goes. You'll learn where it goes when you see these beautiful 400-foot yachts pulling up to the dock someday. How did he make so much money? Let's not talk about it. You'll see what's going to happen. But our sidewalks are broken, our roads are disgusting. You have asphalt that hasn't been changed in 15 years, and it's in our big, beautiful streets with names on them. A lot of countries that we protect, Number one, they can't stand us. Number two, they don't deserve protection. The money we waste is incredible. I will end Joe Biden's inflation disaster, and we will quickly rebuild the greatest economy in the history of the world. Very quickly. It's going to go fast. Get ready. And unlike the sanctimonious who voted to gut Medicare and Social Security and voted 3 times to raise the retirement age to 70, I will always protect Medicare and Social Security for our great seniors. We're not going to be raising ages like you. We have so many other things we can do, like, as an example, utilize what's under our feet, liquid gold. We're going to make so much money with our liquid gold. We were all set, and we were starting to do it. We were energy independent. Within 6 months, we were going to be energy dominant all over the world, and this guy stopped it. On day one, I will repeal Joe Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate. Everybody has to have an electric car. Under a Trump administration, gasoline-powered engines will be allowed, but child sexual mutilation will be banned. Can you imagine having to say that? No, can you imagine having to say it? Can you imagine 15 years ago if you had a politician? Can you believe I'm a politician? I got to say I'm a politician, I guess. But can you imagine you had somebody up here running for office and he said, we're going to ban child sexual mutilation. Yes! People would say, is this guy crazy? Of course so. Or we're going to give parental rights back in our schools. Who would think they've taken it away? They're arresting parents. They're arresting parents. I will also sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and any other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. And I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. And I will keep men out of women's sports. Is that okay? Crazy. You ever see some of the records that are being broken? Records that were good for 18 years, and now they're being obliterated. Yeah, weightlifter. He says, dude. But can you imagine weightlifting records being broken by 150 pounds? They put an ounce on each side, 1 ounce. They put another ounce on the other side. They tried. They couldn't do it. A guy comes along. Have you lifted before? No, not really. Bing. It's terrible. 2024 is our final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers, those horrible warmongers from our government. Those stupid, stupid people. They love seeing people die. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. They really hate our country. We will evict Joe Biden from the White House, and we will finish the job once and for all. We're going to make our country greater than ever before. We have a big, big advantage over everybody because we have what's under our feet. You know what I mean? The liquid gold. The great silent majority is rising like never before, and under our leadership, the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. Will be forgotten no longer. You haven't been forgotten. With your help, your love, and your vote, we will put America first, and we will very simply make America great again. Thank you, New Hampshire. God bless you all. It's been a great honor to be with you. Thank you very much, everybody.